how did Smart Hub Groceries start?
There's a fruit market called High Ridge Market here at Parkland. So I used to wake up early before I go to work. I used to go there early in the morning. By 5, I'm done. Back to the house, I prepare my baby, I prepare myself, I head to work. And then during break time, the 10 a.m. break time, I used to go package, and then lunchtime is when I used to do the deliveries. The fruit I sold that day and vegetables were like the profits I got were worth my 1 month salary.
How did you find these customers that you have now that are now fanatics and they are diehards and they're like, I always get my groceries from Smart Hub Groceries? What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of Finance Friday. It is still May and we are having the second episode of the Boss Mama Diaries in honor of Mother's Day and the Mother's Month in May. As per usual, we are shooting with my faves, Sarova Panafric, here at Valley Road. And I'm really excited. I've been enjoying the facilities here. Let me know in the comment section if you guys have also been loving the sets that we have here at Sarova. Now, we have Tulia Wellness Center in Sarova, and it's a wellness haven. An exceptional facility with exclusive membership, and the facility has a modern gym, a spa, classy changing rooms, a nice shower, sauna, steam bath, and swimming pool access. And it's more than just a wellness center. It is the perfect location to network with like-minded executives. I welcome you to check out Tulia Wellness Center. Sarova also have individualized membership, group membership, corporate membership rates. So if you'd actually like to reach out and get a membership for Tulia Wellness Center, please click the link on my description box to get this package. So guys, last week we had the first Boss Mama Diaries conversations with Tabitha from High Point Cleaning. We talked about everything we need to know about starting a cleaning business and all the things that run in the background that they do not tell you about. If you missed that episode, please go back to last week's video. I think I'm going to link it down below so that you can also catch up. Now, today's conversation with our next boss babe, our next boss mama, is very exciting. You've probably been on Instagram, and I bet you've probably seen her or you've interacted with her business, but you've not seen her. And I'm joined by Wanjiku from Smart Hub Groceries, and she is our guest today. She's going to be giving us all the tea about how she actually started her business. Her business model is actually very exciting because I feel like we call you Wanjiku the grosserpreneur for a reason. You literally, like every time, the first time I interacted with you, by the way, I saw, it was probably after COVID, like around 2021. And I was really caught up, and like my friend was telling me, you don't have to go to the markets. There's this person, and you guys, like that time, remember when I was living in Garden Estate, and then you guys were delivering. So even when I met you, and I was like, you are the one who owns Smart Hub Groceries. I think the thing that stood out for me was the fact that your business model is super creative. Most of us go to the soko, we are hustling, tunagongwa na magunia. And sometimes, you don't have all the time or the permission to be able to find your way there. So I loved that I can literally go to my mobile phone and say, I want Dania, I want this, I want that. And literally on that same day, there's someone at my doorstep with a very nice basket to deliver the groceries. Yeah. So that's very exciting. And we're going to be talking a bit about that. So nimesha taanza kukuintroduce, and I wanted you to introduce you. Yes. Oh, by the way, guys, if you've not already noticed, Wanjikos are really the bomb. I just wanted to mention that. So Wanjiku, karibu sana. This has been a long time coming.
Well, finally.
I know. Please introduce yourself. Tell us a bit about yourself and Smart Hub Groceries.
Thank you, Susan, for having me.
Yeah.
My name is Wanjiku, the grocerpreneur.
Yes.
My wife, mother to 4 children.
Come on, somebody.
And I'm the founder, Smart Hub Groceries Limited, where we sell convenience to busy individuals who don't have time to go to the market. Yeah.
Oh, I'm very, very excited to have you here. I want to jump straight in. I feel like this is pretty much like a question I've had since I learned about your business. How did Smart Hub Groceries start? As in, how do you get that idea? Like, where did this come from?
It came from a need.
Yeah.
I had some time back in the year 2015. I was in corporate. I had just gotten my firstborn son who is turning 9. And I was juggling between school. I was in school. I was in corporate, a new mom, and I literally didn't have time to go to the market. And when we started winning, I could receive, you know how nannies do, like it's 5 p.m. I'm rushing to class.
Yeah.
And that's when they are sending you a message. Oh, and we don't have butternut.
And we don't
do anything. Then you're like, what? Sasa, where am I going to get this?
Yeah.
I'm headed to class.
Yeah.
So I asked around and I checked online to see if there are people doing deliveries, and I couldn't find. Yeah, I couldn't find. And then I was like, wow, this problem is a problem that needs a solution.
Yeah.
And I contacted my friends to ask if they know of a person. Then they were like, oh, we're also looking. I was like, okay, let me sit down and see what I can do about it. Yeah. And that's
how many years ago?
Actively it's been 4-5 years. Yeah, because I started when I was still in corporate. Yeah, I used to do it as a side hustle.
Okay.
Yeah.
At what point do you transition from so when actually before we even talk about the transition, I mean I'm just trying to see, you're in corporate.
Yeah.
You are handling deliveries at what points?
Okay, what I did, I started with my colleagues and my classmates in uni, where I used to go to class in the evening.
Yeah.
So what I did, I went and sat down. I called a few people, and I asked them what. I started with fruits. I asked them, what kind of fruits do you prefer, or would you want me to deliver weekly, on a weekly basis? And I got ideas, and I researched where I can get them at a cheaper price.
At a cheaper price.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you started delivering like now during the week?
No. Weekdays. Yeah, during the weekdays, at my break time, I used to go to, I had a small car. So I used to go to, I used to take you back. I used to wake up early. There's a fruit market called Mirage Market here at Parkland. So I used to wake up early before I go to work. The market normally opens between 1 a.m. to 5 a.m.
Okay.
So I used to wake up early. I go there, I buy I used to sell 3 types of fruit: oranges, apples, and grapes. Those are because my 2 savings were small, so I couldn't start big. So I used to go there early in the morning. By 5, I'm done. Back to the house, I prepare my baby, I prepare myself, I head to work. And then during break time, the 10 a.m. break time, I used to go package. And then lunchtime is when I used to do the deliveries. And evening, when I'm on my way to school. Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
With a new baby.
With a new baby.
How was that for you? What was the drive? What was the motivation? Like, because I'm imagining like kwenda soko usiku and you still have corporate. At what point do you decide, okay, I think I need to do this full time?
There was this day I bought fruits And I would say when I bought them, I bought them with thinking that I will sell, I'll sell them to my friends and Zitaisha, I'll go buy others. And it was I would call it a bad business day because the people who used to take fruits, they didn't buy on that day. They were like, they gave me stories and I realized, wow, what did I get myself into? And you see, these are perishables. Like I cannot eat a carton of apples.
Yeah.
So I got so stressed that evening. I didn't even go to class. I said, let me take my car for a wash. A car wash that was along Kiambu Road. And of course, when a car is being washed, the person, they normally removes the things inside the car and they put them aside. So that time, normally car wash zinakuanga na those umbrellas where you sit and wait. And there was a chama happening there. So when I sat there, I overheard one. It was a men chama, a Friday, and men. There were quite a number, about 20. So I overheard one of them think, siku hizi watu wanakulanga vizuri. Either matunda yote ni yake ya home.
They assumed.
And then you see these are men. You cannot just, engage in their convo. So I just sat there biting my nini saying, guys, siwaulize tu kama nauza. And then one of them said, I know, hizi ni za kuuza. And then there was a gentleman there who knew me, who knew what I was doing and where I worked. And he was like, why, do you know who she is? She cannot be hawking fruits. And at that point, I was like, apana. Now, this I have to turn. I turned and I said, oh, actually, they are for selling. And they were like, oh, okay, when you left that place, no, I'm still employed there, but I sell fruits as a side hustle. And then they were like, okay, do you mind selling? I said, no. And my fruits that day, they bought everything I had. And I was courageous enough to request for their numbers. I asked if they don't mind, I can be delivering every Friday when they have their chama. And that's how I owe Smart Hub. That chamata skumbuki, I don't think they are still they still do the chama. But I owe that chama the move, the drive to start now Smart Hub, because even the following week, the things I didn't deliver fruits only to them, because they gave their wives my number, because the fruits were good, they were fresh. I had bought them that morning. So when they took them home, their spouses were like, wow, where did you buy these fresh fruits? Because you see, normally the fruits are zenye ziko kwa soko ama kwa roadside, maybe zitakaa 1 week. So those ones, they were fresh kabisa. They were like, wow, where did you buy this? Can she get tomato nini? So I get idea. And then they started ordering. So I got disconnect from the men. Now they give their wives the nini.
Wow.
And I remember one Friday I delivered fruits that my small kayani, it was part kabisa. The fruits I sold that day and vegetables were like the profits I got were worth my 1 month salary one Friday. And I was like, wait a minute.
Come on.
See, I can afford to be good. Yes. I was like, no. Now this need, I need to fill this void, because there is a big void.
There's opportunity. Yeah. Wow. Do you know? And this is why I really like talking to women about business, because for me that is something that has continually wowed me since I became a business person. I don't know if you struggled with fear, and we'll get into that. But like for me, I feared so much to get into business because I kept wondering, how can a business yenye I'm the one who is in charge, I'm the one who's doing everything, pay me at something that is even half my salary? At that point when I was employed, I actually used to earn 40,000. And now I look back in retrospect and I'm like, there are times one client in a month will pay me that 40,000. And so it just speaks to what is on the other side of fear, especially for us as women. And something else you've said in here, it has blessed me, Wanjiku. I think when someone points at you and they're like, do you know who Wanjiku is? She unajua yeye anafanya wapi kazi corporate? Most people would have shied away, and you don't want people to think you are Mboga. Imagine, you know, that corporate and Mama Mboga. What is it about it that didn't make you? Because as in, I feel like I probably would have hid. Like, I'm just like, Kai, you know, most of us are sold that thing for, don't tell people you're side hustling. Because like sometimes our community, the way it's structured, it's like if you have side hustles and you're selling matunda, it's like you're struggling, you know? So I love that you mentioned the fact that, like, literally, in fact, when they asked, I told them, yeah, I'm actually selling. Now, when you transitioned, how was that? Like when you now became a full-time, so I know that you've said that the fact that you earned like 1 month's worth of salary on one Friday, you were like, okay, now I need to do something about this. Tell us what you did. Leo naibia watu siri. Ndio mtu mwenye anaweza taka kuingia kwa hii biashara. I mean, we love to learn. So, I mean, I'm very curious. From that point, and you're like, okay, yeah, this is serious. I think I can do something about it. What did you do? How did you move from there to the Wanjiku that we know today?
Of course, I went home and I told my husband, I told my mom, I told my in-laws, you know what, Mimi, I want to resign and start doing this business full time. They were like, are you mad?
Everyone was like, yeah.
Yani, you leave corporate, I've done supply chain.
Yeah.
Yani, you went to school and then you want to leave corporate, uingie kwa soko kauze. Actually, I was trying to say to
put it in a fancy
gross up to you. Are you mad? Yani none of them supported at first. They were like, are you mad? No, can
natoka corporate uende kwa Mama Mboga.
You take a leave, kwanza ujaribu. And well, Mimi, I was so determined. I was so determined because also I didn't have time, time my baby, because you say you're leaving home early in the morning, you're going to school in the evening, and
so you were missing.
I was tired with my baby, and well, it was quite tough. I took a leave, and I still told them, the people, that my loved one, we are still doing this. And some even offered, like my father-in-law, he saw testing face. That man was a good man, and I miss him. He thought I was going nuts. He even offered, do you have someone you can talk to? Or Yani he couldn't believe you're leaving corporate to go to the market. Uze marikiti, because kwanza mimi, and I love it. Yani napenda, I love being at the market nini. So I used to tell him, mi natoka huko niende kwa marikiti, and then he couldn't have any of it. I was like, have you talked to someone? I mean, an older woman, you just, the other thing is to have small baby. Ama, do you need to change job? Is, he mentioned the corporate. Are they stressing you? Then I was like, okay, Dad, I can wait. And I went I took a leave, but still went back. And it reached a point I was, no, this is the resignation. Actually, when I wrote the resignation, I didn't tell anyone. I told them after I had given the resignation letter, and I started, and I went all out, and I started. But after a month, I was like, what? Did I make the right decision?
What did I get myself into?
Yeah.
What about that first month was hard?
It was hard because I went into it with this mentality of friends. My friends would buy. My family would buy from me. Yeah. I even had a notebook.
You exactly who the
customer. I wrote number 1 to 100, and then I was okay. Let me first tell to what shock on me. But we will get to that. And I don't know what's with friends and
Business.
I mean,
You didn't get the support you were hoping.
I didn't get the support I was hoping. Actually, I didn't get support from friends. Yeah, I didn't get support. And I had to sit down and re-strategize and ask myself a few questions like, okay, why have you left employment? I answered myself, I've left to sell groceries. And I forgot to mention when before I resigned, I had registered the company, SmartUp Grocery, the sole proprietor. So I asked myself, why did you start SmartUp? Why did you even go ahead and register it? I was like, yeah, because there's a need. There's a need. There's a gap in our society that need to be filled, and I'm the one to do that. And then I asked myself, okay, in this gap, who is your niche? Who do you want to sell to? Because when I left, I thought I'll sell to everyone, like my friends, my neighbors, and it didn't. I got disappointed, Kamisa, and I had to sit down and re-strategize and know who I want to sell to and go to them where they are.
Yeah.
And that's what.
Yeah. Can we continue there? I love that because you're not the first person, and I mean, even me, that's the same experience. And I remember one of my mentors telling me, Susan, your biggest paychecks and checks and clients are not going to be your friends, and they're not going to be your family members. And I think that is something that while we hope that sometimes we can get that support, it would be really, really good for us to get support from our family members. Imagine if your family members picked that up and then they recommended their friends and what it would almost be organic growth. Yeah. But sometimes, most times, I don't know why, maybe y'all should tell us. In fact, please let me know in the comment section. Where do you think the disconnect is? Do you support your friends' businesses, your relatives' businesses? And if not, why? Because that's very, very key to note. And even for me, I think I had to understand when I started my business. In fact, I remember, and this is very important to mention, and this is something we go through a lot as women, trying to, like, let's say if you've left corporate and you're entering, like I remember mine was, because like I was trained in economics and finance. I have this, certification in investments. I've worked in an investment company. In fact, I was very discouraged when, like, someone we used to go to church with said that, siku hizi Susan amekuwa wale watu wa welcome to my YouTube channel. Like, then it's like content creation in comparison to economics and whatnot. It looked as if you don't know what you're doing anymore. It's like you've downgraded. Yeah. So when that became a reality for you and you realize that, my friends are not gonna support me here. My family members are actually watching to see what I do with this since I decided to quit. How did you, and this is so important because Wanjiku, your business is fascinating to me. How did you niche down and how did you get, because I know you have very, very loyal customers.
Yes, I do.
Very loyal customers. I know some of them. It's weekly. The order, it's just like, it's almost like clockwork. How do you move from that? And how did you traverse this challenge? Because someone is like, why should I order groceries and pay delivery fees when I can go to Gedorai, I can go to Sijui, wherever? Like, how did you now niche down and decide, okay, my family and my friends are not it. And I am just Wanjiku. I've started. I don't know anyone. How did you find these customers that you have now that are now fanatics and they are diehards and they're like, I always get my groceries from SmartUp Groceries. How did you get these clients? Yeah.
I mentioned earlier, I had to go and re-strategize and get to write or niche down my target audience or rather my target customers market. And what I did, I went to social media because that's the only office I could have, I afforded then. So I went to social media. I started making noise. I started calling myself Mama Mboga. I started telling everything I do, or every post I did then, I had to include I'm selling Mboga. When I go to farms, I made sure people, my online family, wamejua, like leo nimeenda kwa shamba. And then I also started educating people on nutritional benefits of some vegetables, some fruits. Everywhere I went, even in chat, everywhere, like I made sure
Everyone knows
I'm Mama Mboga.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I made it and I was so proud. Yani, I owned it. I loved it with all of me.
Yeah.
It frustrated me, yes. I usually call it law of attraction. I got frustrated in it, but it reached a point and this thing had to love me back. And I'm grateful for that. So I went to social media. I started talking to people. I started telling people, giving people ideas. Like if you're corporate, you don't have to go to them. If you don't have time to go to the market, you can deliver. If you're in school, if you're a stay-at-home mom and you don't have time to go out, you can deliver to your doorstep. And I made noise kabisa. Social media, oh my God.
It has changed
me. And morning, like I had scheduled. In the morning when I wake up, I have to. When I go to the market, I have to post. Yeah.
I love that. I'm thinking about the logistics of running your business, and especially because I've interacted with your business severally. I don't think I've ever ordered anything that you didn't have.
Yeah, we deliver.
From groceries to cereals to now meat, you have it all. Can we talk about Kwagrao logistics? Because you're a woman. You run a very logistics heavy business. I know you have a team. You have riders. Can we first of all start with that? How do you grow from a one-woman show in your little kaka, making the deliveries or whatever? How did you, how does hiring look like, and getting riders and identifying suppliers? Talk to us about the logistics of running this business, because I know you have to go to how do you source for groceries? How are orders handled? How do you build that team? I don't know if I'm getting, I am highlighting from where I sit, I find it to be very logistics heavy. So what does it actually look like?
Okay. What I did, I had to identify farmers because like you've mentioned, we sell lots of things. And initially when I used to sell like maybe 10 to 15 items, I could go to the farm, harvest, bring them to my small store, and then we distribute. But now when the business grew, I had to source for farmers or middlemen. We call them middlemen out here. Because I saw, I'm not able to go get cabbages in Nyahururu, get tomatoes in Meru. So what I did, I had to look for middlemen who I gave them my quality of produce that my customers buy. Because we don't sell to everyone. We have a niche, like I had mentioned. In my niche, they know what there's a specific and a certain package that they prefer. They want that, that beautiful nyanya that is too good to be true. The one that when they go to the market, even them, what you can buy yourself when you go to the market. But as matter, we try and give the best. Even you, when you go to the market, where's the butter yo? So what I did, I had to collaborate with farmers, and tell them this is because when you harvest, kuna grades like tomatoes, there is grade 1, 2, 3, and 4. So our target customers, they prefer grade 1, the best that is there. So what I did, I collaborated with farmers and middlemen. Because we deal with lots of things and we are not able to be at the farm all the time. So we connected farmers with the middlemen. So per per middleman, we give them like 10 or 20 items because groceries ni mingi sana na fruits. So they go, they source, we get them, we get them ready for dispatch. We don't harvest at everything from the farm, and that's why maybe our listeners, some of them have reached out to us to go buy from them, and it's usually very hard because it's a lot of work. Like when you harvest and then you pick the best, who are you going to sell the rest? So we prefer our middlemen to get what we sell, so that when they bring even us, we don't have waste. We sell everything and then and it helps us in saving on what is it called? Hatuna that waste, a lot of wastage.
And do this produce come like in one location and then you dispatch? How is that?
They come to us. We have a warehouse. That's where we package from. So all of them bring them in one place, and then we package and dispatch from there. So where the work happens in our warehouse, where we deal with riders. We have a van. We have packagers. We have suppliers who prefer to bring direct, and it's something. It's not easy, but we've tried to put structures in place so that when the goods come there, we have quality control people who check on quality. And then we have packagers who know you're not supposed to put nyanya there, and then cabbage on top of nyanya. Then we have riders, our own riders. We've invested heavily on transport to avoid inconsistency, goods getting to customers being messy. Because initially we used to hire riders anyway. Lies, they'll tell you, I'll be here in 10 minutes, and then they won't 1 hour later. And our customers, they buy convenience, they buy trust, and they buy, So when we don't offer that, when we are not reliable to them, it does not make sense. They'd rather go to the market. So we've invested heavily on the transport bit. So we have vans and riders. So it's easier to coordinate from one place.
Talk to me about hiring. I'm hearing quality control. I'm hearing riders. I'm hearing this, that, and the other. So I want to imagine from a woman who does your supply chain background help? What? Or how did you move again from that one woman show into now having all these people? Where did you get them? How do you hire? At what point did you know, hey, Appa, I can't do it on my own?
Progressively. Okay, initially, like my first employee, and I still have it now in my manager, an old man, old enough to be my father. I met him at the market, and he was really of help to me, and he took me to Marikiti, akanionyesha around, and then of course him being there for many years, he had experience, and he used to help me a lot na kudeal na suppliers, deal na watu wa kubeba vitu, and like for him it was easy. It was easy because you see he had already shown interest in like helping me manage the business, but the rest of the people have when was last year is when I incorporated a HR firm. Okay. But you were hiring yourself. Hiring myself, that is my hardest thing in this job. Like, I don't like it at all, and that's why I had to incorporate someone from last year, because I used to hire with emotions. Like, oh, this person, they don't have money for rent. He's in school, he don't have school fees, and kilini ramba.
I can imagine.
Yeah, or you send out what do we call this? You're hiring this. What do we call them? Is a interview, like you're hiring someone.
Yeah.
And then a family friend who did not support, they'll say, I have my sister,
She can do it.
she can do it.
Then you just take them.
You take them and you're like, what? So last year, I incorporated a HR firm, and so far so good.
That is amazing. Yeah. Where did you get capital?
Where?
Let's talk about capital, because on this channel we talk about money.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure someone is watching. I'm like, yeah, I hear all these things you're saying. They sound good, but where do I get a van to distribute? Where do I get a warehouse and the money? Did you have savings, or how did you have, like, at what point do you feel like you really needed like a capital injection into the business? And where did you get the money?
Where the money to start Smart Hub? I wouldn't even say it was from savings. I was just paid a salary, and I picked 10,000. I started Smart Hub with 10,000 to buy the 3 types of fruits I used to get from High Ridge. So a carton of apple, a carton of oranges. Yeah. And now I used to reinvest back the profit. Yeah.
So when you needed, like, now it's time to get a van, you guys were able to get that. If it's a warehouse, you're able.
We partnered, of course, with circles.
Yeah.
But for you to partner, you have to have structures.
And show you have money.
You have money coming in and coming out. So the bookkeeping, the recording bit of it, you have to have that for a circle or an institution to trust you with their money.
Yeah. All right. Have you made any money mistakes that you would like to highlight or you regret when running this business?
A couple, but I can mention one. One that I can remember is when I was starting. I actually had mentioned it of buying in excess, thinking I have friends and colleagues
who will buy.
Why not? I mean, they are my friends. I mean, they are my friends. And what? It was not easy. It was not easy. And you see, these are perishables. I had to go back home with apples,
with produce. Mkazikule tu huko nyumbani.
Matunda na sio zile unaweza kula sana. And I gave out some. So from then I had to now ask my customers, like, what do you like? What would you prefer? And I started now talking with what the customers want, what I want or think is what they're gonna buy.
That's powerful. Delivering what the customer wants, not what you think.
Not what I think
they want. Okay, cool. Many women struggle with confidence, imposter syndrome, and fear when they are running businesses. How have you maneuvered that and gotten to that point where you price confidently, you sell confidently, you go on TV interviews and you're like, we sell convenience, How have you grown your confidence as a businesswoman enough to get to where you are in terms of, pricing well, hiring well, even having the presence of mind to know, hata kama tunauza mboga, we need now a logistics team. We need quality control. How has that been for you, the confidence aspect of it and dealing with fear and imposter syndrome?
Wow, we all have that. I was once there, not confident, selling things cheaply because I want more customers, selling them cheaply because I don't want to be labeled the expensive and grossopreneur, fear of rejection, of like marketing myself and people saying, no, we won't buy from you. But it reached a point and I was like, I don't just sell tomatoes. I don't just sell meat or dania. I sell convenience. I sell trust. I sell reliability. And I have a team I have a team and for me to offer that, the convenience and the trust and to be reliable, I have a team that is in place that need to be paid. I have, I have bills, and I want to continue with that consistency of selling the convenience, and I had to woman up and price my things confidently. And confidently, because for me to be consistent and to deliver good produce, I had to woman up.
You had to woman up.
Yeah.
I love that. So Wanjiku, when we talk about Mama Mboga businesses, I think people think of them as just like a small scale business where like you just start and do it for survival. But I think observing your business and, knowing you, I've learned that it's quite sustainable a business, at least from what we see on social media. Yeah. So maybe you can tell us, from the perspective of someone who's actually doing it, how profitable is it? And is it a sustainable income source? Yeah.
Yeah, running a grocery business is a sustainable business.
Yeah.
Because like I had mentioned, I left corporate to do this, and I've never looked back. And even now, I don't think I'll go back to corporate because it has sustained me. I'm able to pay my bills. I have a team of people that we pay. That we pay salary. So it's a profitable business, and I would encourage, if there's someone there who wants to start, go ahead.
You would encourage.
Yeah, I would.
Luckily, they get prepared for daily heart palpitations.
Yes. But it's a big profitable business. I love it, and I will do it again.
I love that. The mindset shift for this is so powerful, because like the fact that you're saying, like, you literally delight in people knowing you as Mama Mboga and changing the narrative. And that's what I'm here for. Like the fact that, we are all about additional streams of income here. We are all about sustainable streams of income, and not waiting for jobs or the government to to create opportunities for us, but really looking and I think for me, what's really, really exciting is the fact that you have actually been able to looked at your environment, you took your own personal struggles and experiences, and I identified a problem, created a solution, and now you're able to actually enjoy from it. Yeah. Now, this is Boss Mama series. So obviously, I know you're a mom, and do you know today's when I'm learning you're a mother of 4?
Oh, really?
I knew you were a mom, but like not of 4. So how is juggling, especially because you're just from telling us all the logistics involved in running this business? Earlier on, we were talking about whether there really is a balance. So how do you juggle? Let me ask it like that. Like, how do you juggle the demands of motherhood? I know you're a wife. You serve in church also. How do you juggle, especially the demands of 4 children and really showing up as the boss mama that you are?
What has helped me is put structures in place at home and at work. As well. Yeah. And I get help when I need. Like, I'm not shy. I'm not shy to ask for help when need be.
Yeah.
And I've tried to create that balance. There's no balance, but I've tried to create that balance so that when I'm needed at the market, when I'm needed in the office, there's someone at home taking care of the children.
Yeah.
When I'm needed at home, there's someone taking care of the business. Like, there's someone taking orders, picking the phone call. Yeah. And when I need time out, I go to church. I love singing. You know that? But that's in church. Yeah. So this putting structures in place has really helped me to kind of balance.
Yeah. How do you take care of yourself? Because I know it must be demanding.
Yes,
Everything that is calling on you and balancing all of this. When do you ever take time to, what do you do to take time to just replenish and refresh and just unplug from all the chaos that is motherhood and running a business?
I have an off day, which, okay, at times I find myself working
on the off. Isn't that all business women? Me too. Do you know, interestingly, Monday is supposed to be my off day. And this year only, I have not worked on a single Monday. I'm working, but I don't know.
Working.
Yeah.
On Thursday. Thursday is my off day. So what I do on Thursdays, I don't go to the office. Even my team knows. Like on Thursday, Wanjiku goes to church. Usually have service on Thursday. And I love singing. When I sing, I feel like I've gone on a holiday. So what I do in the morning, on Thursday morning, I stay, I don't go to the office. I stay at home back at 12 midday with my young little girl, who is 1.3. And in the afternoon, I go to church, I sing my heart out. And by the time the Thursday is over, I'm usually very charged up.
You've replenished. Yeah, you're feeling a little bit better. Yeah, we definitely need to do better on the off days. Yeah. On not working on the off days. Oh, this has been so enlightening, man. Finally, what advice would you give to a woman who's watching this and they have a fire for business? Maybe they are unhappy in their corporate job like you were. Maybe they're not happy with their income. Or maybe even they've stayed out at home for a while. They have the fire for business, but they're scared. They're scared of what people will say about the business they want to start. They're scared of the risks. They're scared of not knowing what they don't know. What would you give us as a parting shot, or what would you tell other mamas who would want to bet on themselves?
Wow. To the woman who's watching this, and there's that fear. I see you. I feel you. I was you, but I had to take that step of faith.
Yeah.
Of getting out of my fear and starting something. You don't have to start big. You can start small, but start smart with what you have.
Yeah. I love that. You can start small, but start smart.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you so much. It's been an absolute pleasure having you. I've learned so much about you. And imagine, I know you, but I'm learning new things on this set today. So thank you so much. Guys, you've had it. Mama Mboga Empire started with 10,000 bob, and now we are here where we are. I'm going to leave Wanjiku's social media platform for all our busy mamas and all our busy families who would want groceries delivered to their doorstep with all the convenience in the world. I mean, at least I can speak as to the quality because I'm a customer. And we are really, really excited to continue having this conversation. So if you'd like to learn more about business and all the raw unfiltered data of what really goes down on the ground, stay tuned for our next week's episode of Finance Friday. Thank you so much, guys. See you next week.